What is a zero-based budget? A zero-based budget. A zero-based budget makes the assumption that the budget must be done from scratch. We do not base it on previous year's figures. All the figures have to be done from scratch. And then when the figures are done, they actually have to be presented to a committee or an authorizing body. And they interrogate whether those figures are accurate. And they say to the people who have prepared the budget, they must be prepared to justify and defend the figures that they've put forward. So a zero-based budget in its pure form, the figures are done from scratch. So what are the advantages of a zero-based budget? Big one, it's very, very effective in identifying wasteful and unnecessary expenditure, because mainly there's an interrogation process as to how we arrived at those particular numbers. Also, because it has to be done from scratch and you have to justify how you arrived at a certain number, it's very effective in factoring in prevailing market and company conditions. It factors those in immediately because that's what informs the numbers that have to be presented. It's also focused on actual operations, what's actually happening now. And because the budget goes through a lot more scrutiny, it helps to manage and to lower the costs. And therefore, the company has got more disciplined and effective execution if the zero-based budgeting process is conducted appropriately. Some of the disadvantages of zero-based budgets, they tend to be resource intensive. They take up a lot of time in terms of doing them. So you need your human resources working on them, and you need a very, very capable IT system or software in order to execute zero-based budgets effectively. They're also subject to manipulation by people who are political operators. So someone who's a political operator might be able to get aspects of their budget through, even if it's a zero-based budget, because they're more likable, they're more well connected within the company and with the committee who adjudicates the budget as it's processed. The other downside is frequently zero-based budgets are biased towards short-term planning. They don't think beyond a certain time frame. They're very short-term in their thinking. So they may force the company to become a lot more short-term in terms of its thinking and its planning.